What is up, everybody? And feels good. Feels good to hear myself. How is everybody doing? I I'm excited. So excited. I'm really just trying to contain myself, but I'm fucking awesome. It feels good to be back with you guys. I've been kind of away for a little bit, and a lot has happened. I think the last time I was ever on the internet waves was somewhere back in October, I believe. Um, and I just want to apologize for that. I want to apologize to my audience and to myself for that happening. But I had a lot happen to me, guys. I am probably not going to have enough time to go through everything, but I am just excited to be back and to kind of be centered again and collected because I lost myself, and I had the awesome opportunity to go to Miami, Florida, and go into the Empower Network event literally 3 days before the actual event was going to happen. I literally had like $70 to my account, and I'll get into that later. But man, welcome to another podcast of Life is Messy. My name is Rocio Vargas, and I will be your host through the cyberwaves for as long as I can, actually. And if you are here, man, I just want to thank you. Thank you truly from the bottom of my heart. Taking time out of your day to stop by and listen to me. So let's get to it, man. I just want to make this freaking podcast about success and what it really is to be successful and how you can create success for yourself and kind of help bless others within your own success. That's a tongue twister, and I can't believe I managed to say that. Awesome. And I am not reading a script. Cool. I am in my beautiful apartment with my roommate, and she's gonna hear me. She's in the other room and she's gonna hear me. So I love this. I love that I'm doing this. But let's get to it, man. And I'm realizing that from like late October, maybe even early November, I would say like November-ish. I left my job, and when I did that, I didn't know what was going to come after. I just figured I'm going to be this fantastic, amazing, famous blogger, and little did I know that blogging has been around since like the 80s or something. I don't know, but it's been around for quite a while, and getting into social media, advertising, and just doing that and inspiring people and kind of doing something different with themselves because maybe they're not happy at their job, and that's kind of where I was. And oh my God, my mind is going 1,000,000,000 places. I just want to continue talking about all this different stuff. Where was I going at? Success. Yes, I feel so successful, by the way, which led me into this conversation and topic. I feel so successful, and it doesn't mean I have a ton of money. It doesn't mean that I am America's top chef. It doesn't mean that I own the most luxurious jewelry, clothes, cars, and, whatever that means to many people. I realized that success is really a decision that someone decides to take. And it doesn't mean being financially successful. It's more of realizing that we need to stop comparing ourselves to each other. And there's a deeper meaning behind that. I don't want to get too much into it. But it's really having that ability to be successful is to really stop comparing yourself to everything, anything. And most importantly, let me say that correctly. Most importantly, you have to realize that everything is impermanent. And I was in a funk, I was in a funk from like November till literally like beginning of January, like right before my birthday, which was January 6th. And, I was really in a funk. And I'm just gonna be talking about yesterday, actually, which kind of brought me back all together, and it just kind of finished me up in a good way. And for you that are thinking bad, I'm just talking about something internal. I was, internally in my mind, not Rocio. And I want to tell you about yesterday. Yesterday I went to this awesome place called the Garfield Park Conservatory. It is in Chicago. And man, not all those that wander are lost. And those are the words that really, really resonated with me. At Christmas morning, as my great friend handed me this journal. And I was listening to Tom York. The song is called The Eraser. I'll probably play it at the end. Who knows? But I sat and I was looking into the desert. Jade necklace, Madagascar palm, cluster agave, hedge cactus, among, I don't know how many more. I can't even begin to name them. But the temperature was just right, and not too cold, not too hot. I had just one nice little brown jacket on, and I was driving there yesterday, and it's like these thoughts just submerge into beautiful things for once. And it was like an instant download of happiness, like instant download of just awesome stuff, like very wonderful, beautiful things that have been going on in my life. And I was just thinking, like, how did it get here? Because I felt so successful to have gone to Miami, and I felt like at some point I wasn't meant to go. But so anyway, how did I get here? Because the last time I truly felt motivated was when I had a routine, when I was in the kitchen, either cutting myself or burning myself, or trying to compete with my colleagues and see who would be like the most delicious dish of the night. And I had lost that drive, that drive. And I didn't want to be preaching something that I wasn't internally feeling. And so that led to me stepping away. And just thinking about that, I'm just like, man, I feel so much better. I am back. I feel so internally happy. And I didn't get to truly experience that until I hit a roadblock I had created in my own mind. Like I said, I quit my job, and I pretty much, after that, I just like gave up on myself. And not only that, but during me quitting my job, my family, we unfortunately lost our house. And I found myself living in my car, and I found myself living in my art studio. For those of you that were listening before, I had an art studio, and I lost that because, there wasn't anything coming in, and I really had to figure something out, And, I got thinking again, it's impermanent. All of this is impermanent. I have to go through this process so I could lift myself back up. And that's what ended up happening. Like, after watching seasons 1 through 8 of Dexter, I think I had realized I had enough of Dexter, and I just wanted to, take responsibility for myself, take responsibility for my actions, and simply just get back into it, get back into the groove, and just feel very energized about myself and where I was going with this. And, this, yeah, and it just feels great. I found myself packing that Wednesday, January 22nd. And I think it was a very cold day or blizzard over in, the Midwest, in Chicago, Michigan, Indiana states. Anyways, that Wednesday morning came, and I didn't know my outcome. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know where I was going to sleep. I didn't know what the hell was going on. But I woke up that day. Packing my bag, packing my luggage. I didn't have a ticket, and I definitely didn't have a plan. But I found myself folding my shorts, my little tank tops, just loading my luggage. And somewhere along the lines of my roommate, whom I love to death, she's so awesome, and she pretty much said, like, what are you doing? Get your ticket. She helped me. She gave me that motivation. How I just didn't know I needed. But sometimes you don't know you need things until they surprise you. And I get a phone call that afternoon, and, details are irrelevant, but after hanging up, I found myself purchasing my flight to Miami, Florida. I booked my ticket to the hotel, and I just thought to myself, I'm leaving on Friday, awesome. And not only was the event in Miami for the Empower Network one of the best, if not one of the most wonderful event that gave me my personal breakthrough that I needed to have in order to continue this, to just not give up on myself and not give up on what I was doing, And I am telling you, I feel much happier that I made this decision. I feel more at ease. And because I know people go through this type of stuff. People go through their struggles every day, and sometimes you get lost in your mind. Hey, it happened to me. I did it. It just happened October through beginning of January, end of December, beginning of January, right before my birthday. Something's clicked inside me again, and for a moment I struggled. I allowed the chatter in my mind to blow my candle out. And I allowed myself to get lost in the walls of my own mind. And I know we do that to each other. But you know what? You can also lift yourself back up. You can also pick yourself back up. Because we have that ability. This is what I've been talking about. We have this amazing mind. This amazing brain. You can lift yourself back up. And now that I have the opportunity to help, now that I have the opportunity to change people's lives, I don't believe that anybody should choose between work or spending time with their family, work or, going on a dinner with your friends. It's like we need to realize that we are a blessing to each other. And going to Miami just completely I don't know. I can just say that I had another personal breakthrough. It's like I am continuing to grow. I am continuing to see myself and be in one with my vision to help others. Not only create a financial freedom for themselves, but just any type of freedom. I want you to have the freedom to go have dinner with your friends if you want to. I want you to have the freedom to, if you have children, go spend time with your children. You have nieces and nephews you haven't seen. I want you to have that. Because I have the chance to do that. It's like, how can my success, because I'm successful, remember? I am successful. I feel successful. I feel so great to have the ability to help others. I have an opportunity. And we all do. You do too. But it starts with just taking personal responsibility for yourself. And really stop comparing yourself to others. You need to be pumped up for you. And once you know you, everything else comes. Everything just comes and flows in. So I hope that something resonates with you. And like I said, I want to talk about so many things. I am just excited. And, the topic is about success. And it really depends on how you interpret it. Because the way I interpret it, being successful doesn't mean that you have the best job in the world. Being successful doesn't mean that you went to the best college in the world. Being successful doesn't mean that you have all the money in the world. Success for me is really figuring out who you are and truly helping others, having the ability to help others. And you can help anybody in any kind of way. It can be from allowing someone to use your phone to make a phone call. It can be opening the door, not only for the elderly people, but just any person. Saying hello. A simple hello, a simple smile. Make a connection. That to me, making connections, sharing ideas, and just focusing on a direction that you want to go, because we all want to be successful, but if you really sit down and think what the word success means to you, you gotta figure out your goals, then what you're worth. And I think people forget that they are truly worth more than they think they are. And personally, I feel that if you're not growing, you're not taking yourself out of your comfort zone, and you're really just unsuccessful. And I was sitting here at that conservatory, just thinking all this, thinking about where I want to go, where do I want to be, and how does my life look like a few years from now, and how many more people am I going to help? How many people am I going to inspire and motivate and call to take action on this? And, some of you know I am not into our politicians very much. There's a lot of things wrong with this place. We all know that. We can all unite together and truly be the change we want to see in the world. We have an opportunity to set an example, to model. You gotta think about how are we going to help other people, because I am really realizing that sometimes it is better to be united than it is to be alone. And if we get like-minded people with like-minded thoughts, you can truly, truly set yourself free. Because, let's be honest, money really isn't anything. What else is important, more important than money? And it's human connections and relationships. But I'm going to try to find that song from Tom York. And I'm going to get out of here because I don't have much time. And I think I got over this whole success thing, right? Who wants to be successful anyway? Nobody knows what it means, so chances are you're not going to be one. Just kidding. But if you want to know more information or just join me on this, can just go to www.lifeismessyblog.com and you'll see a tab that says join me or it says get brainwashed by me. But I'm going to look up that song, and you guys just stay tuned every Wednesday for Life is Messy podcast. Rocio Vargas signing off, and I'll hear you next week. Peace.